What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rianne Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Happy Friday, everybody.
Oh my God, I wish it was Friday. It's Monday. Talk about a case of the Mondays.
Wow, that is seriously Monday energy that I was giving right there. I'm recording from home. We had a confusing morning.
We did.
Okay, woke up. We were all in shambles. I can't tell if my period is punching me in the face or if I'm getting sick. Like it's one of those. Like I don't know. So we woke up. We're like, oh, like me and Noah were like, oh, we'll record over Zoom. And then I went back to sleep. And then I woke up to text from Fran being like, no, wait, guys, I can't record over Zoom.
Yeah. And it's no fault of your own. I wish I could have done this from my apartment. If I had one less element to deal with, there was like 3 different elements. And then there was an added 4th where I was just like, I cannot do this. Like my brother's in my apartment. Joe's working from home right now. The cleaning lady's coming. And they're building a fucking new building across the street for me. So it's just construction. It's loud. I was like, if I could do this, but it's going to be not good at all.
Yeah. So I went back to sleep thinking, oh, we're recording over Zoom. I'll wake up. We'll get on Zoom. And then I woke up to all these text messages from Fran being like, no, I can't record over Zoom. And then Noah was like, oh, wait, now I have to run to the office. But I live in Jersey. So by the time I woke up to these messages, I was not making it to the city on time.
And like on a rainy Monday morning, it takes you like an hour to get here. Meanwhile, it takes me like 8 minutes to get to the office. So
right. So it would have delayed everybody even more.
Yeah.
So right now I'm recording from Dana and Matt's gambling streaming setup that they do for DraftKings.
Yes.
In our apartment. And I thought I was going to get on here and Noah was going to be like wowed by my microphone and camera technology. But apparently this microphone sucks too. So I'm going to let them know.
That's the one that we've always used though. Like,
that is the one that everyone,
I know, but it's just like this is the one that's given by work.
It is.
So
it is the one given by Barstool, and they should really switch it up because that's just a bad one, I think.
No, when you see streamers at home, they have like those mics. Like, we just got to get you a nice home setup.
Yeah.
Not that we ever record at home, but.
I know.
No, I know. But it would be, well, because I have 3 screens in front of me right now, like I'm, in the stock exchange, it would be nice to feel like.
Coffee in your hand.
She's day trading.
Yeah, like I'm with my Bo coffee.
Your Bo
mug.
coffee. That mug is so cute. Very feminine setup with your little flower water bottle, your bow tie coffee cup.
If you guys saw, should I just make this a home tour instead? If you guys saw the what's the word I'm looking for? Kitchenware, glassware, mugs, cups that I own, you would think I'm like a 76-year-old eccentric rich old lady.
Right.
Because every cup that I own or plate is like, there's flowers, there's bows, there's cherries, there's different fruits, there's cheeses. Like everything
has a theme.
Make me happy.
Yeah.
They really make me happy. And I love it. I might just do a little tour of my kitchen one day to show everybody all the different cups and plates I own that have these things on it, because they bring such joy to me, because it just makes drinking and eating that much more fun. Like, oh, you're going to make a little turkey sandwich, but what if I put this turkey sandwich on a beautiful little ceramic plate that I have? And if I drink my coffee with this little Bo mug, it just like changes everything. So yeah, back to this stupid setup that I have. I really want to like do it up. Not that we record from home, but like I want to do it the frick up, because it's so cool. What I'm looking in front of, you guys can't see it, but they need better equipment.
Yeah. And it would be great to even just have the option, Like if you had a sick setup, then it would never be an issue.
Guys, there's a green screen behind me, in front of me. Not behind me.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think this is a green screen. This is my actual office room. There is a green screen in front of me that I'm looking at. I could put the green screen behind me and it could look like I'm in the fucking Bahamas.
I was going to say you could be anywhere.
I could be anywhere, but not right now. Right now I'm just in my home. How are we feeling, everybody?
You could have the Jeff D setup, like when he films The Dozen, he has that screen behind him. And
I know, the fake screen.
The fake, yeah. I feel good. I'm definitely tired for sure. I was happy to see Olive, and she's sitting on my lap, and I'm happy that she's here. And I missed her. and Joe freaking like held her hostage. I came home and I had to like go to the beach to go see her, and then he was like, let's go back to the city. I was like, oh god.
Is she just like waiting for your return the entire time you're gone, or is she like good with Joe?
No, she's good.
Yeah.
I mean, once I'm gone, it's not like she's sitting at the door for 4 days straight.
Some dogs do that.
No. It's just at the beginning, but no. Joe spoiled her, gave her some extra treatment. He said one night he let her sleep in bed. He let her sleep in bed with her because he wanted the extra cuddle time, extra bonding time, and no, she was great. And I was very excited to see her when I got home. So my mom got to meet her.
Oh,
last night because my mom hasn't met her yet, but she was in the city very briefly, and she came over and got to meet her, and she obviously she loved her.
Oh,
I know.
I wish I was in her position right now, asleep in your lap.
Seriously. It's a nice life. And then we were trying to figure out, we were joking, we were like, because we call Flo and Lola like our family dogs, like we're always like, those are our sisters. And then I was like, damn, so I guess that makes them Aunt Flo and Aunt Lola to Olive. And I was like, that's so cute. Now they all have to hang out.
My God, that's so true.
I'm gonna have to get her up to the vineyard so that they can all hang out.
Oh, that'll be adorable.
I know.
It'll be so fun.
So cute.
We had a fantastic kickoff to our tour. We were in Pittsburgh on Thursday, which was so awesome. Our first time in Pittsburgh. People have been, begging us to come to Pittsburgh, and we finally made it there. We had so much fun. We were staying right across from the ballpark.
Yep.
And that was awesome. And great show. Kick off the tour. Great show. And then we made our way to Maine. We were staying in New Hampshire, though, in Portsmouth. And but our show was in Ogunquit. So we were really all over the map. But what cute places, let me just say. I mean, we got rain the whole time, but even then still, it was so cute that I was like, I need to get back here when it's a beautiful sunny day, because we really had so much fun. Like, it was really such a great time.
It absolutely was. I think that the Pittsburgh show was a great show, great way to kick it off. And then we got to do like a little beach time. I love Portsmouth. I have been there a few times before, and I think it's like the cutest little town. Great little shopping, bars, restaurants. We had a great meal. Got to walk around, do so much fun stuff. And yeah, the only downside was for sure that it was raining.
It was raining, but that didn't stop the fun, because
it didn't.
We had our Ogunquit show, which was absolutely amazing, but it was also Ogunquit Pride weekend. And so at the front porch in Ogunquit, they were doing Gay Divas Through the Decades. And we were like, okay, well, we have to go to this after the show.
Yes. And we had an absolute blast. The show was so fun. The theater was really cool. It's a 100-year-old theater. Our first time having our green room be a like beachside motel room next door. So it was we were just cracking up. It was like so funny sitting in this hotel room with Trent and like these double beds, and like we're like, all right, so we got some time to kill. But it was so fun. Also another absolutely adorable town, and yeah, the show was so fun, and we got to go out for a little bit, which was great. Doing shows on Saturday nights, and got to see what the nightlife's all about. The front porch was really fun. So it was so great.
So fun.
I mean, that piano player and singer, I sent a request for Lady Gaga. Rhea's song choice, I sent the Venmo. And he was like, all right, this one's for Francesca. Starts going into Poker Face. But then he went into a full Lady Gaga medley of like 5 or 6 different Lady Gaga songs. And it was just spectacular.
It was unbelievable. Couldn't be happier with the request that we made, because I was like, oh, we'll get a little Poker Face. But we got we got Poker Face, we got Bad Romance, we got Edge of Glory, we got everything. Like, it was just a beautiful medley.
It really was. I forgot how much I love the Edge of Glory. Like, there was a time where I really clocked that song on repeat often. And when he started playing it, I was like, damn, I kind of forgot about this song. I fucking love this song.
It was so fun. And we also walked in sort of when he started playing The Climb by Miley Cyrus. And I was like, wow, what a Miley week we are having.
Trent and I were walking on the street and we heard The Climb being sung from like maybe like I don't know 100 feet away, and we were both like, I think that's when Trent made up his mind. He's like, I can't go in there.
Yes, Trent did not come into the bar with us.
But we were singing our hearts out. We had so much fun. And it was such a fun weekend there. I really, really enjoyed my time. I really want to go back just to like enjoy the town.
Right? It's like, oh, that would be actually such, you want to go on real vacation there, like have a little fun
for sure
beach weekend. It was so nice. Trent FaceTimed Noah Kahan during our show, which I feel like we could give some context to while we're talking about on the podcast. Trent, well, before we were, you know, going out on stage and we were prepping, it was just the three of us. He said to Rhea and me, like, oh, you know, I can FaceTime Noah Kahan during the show. Like, we're pals. He, I guess, has been watching Trent content for years now. Breaking 90, all the you know, the shows that he's done. And I guess he had reached out and said he was a fan. They have talked, whatever. And Trent took it upon himself to reach out to be like, hey, I'm doing this Chicks in the Office live show in Maine. Noah Kahan is obviously from Maine. And he was like, I think you'd be the perfect person. I could, you know, FaceTime you during the show. He was giving an appropriate time. And it worked out so well because then Rhea and I were able to say, like, he said that. And then we were kind of thinking like, oh, how do we just out of the blue FaceTime Noah Kahan? You know, it's like bring Trent up there and then it's like, all right, do the trick. But
so Trent brought that up to you without knowing like what that girl said in
yes,
Pittsburgh?
Correct. Yes,
oh, interesting.
Yes, he had it planned already before. And Rhea and I said, wow, that's actually so funny because a girl at the meet and greet in Pittsburgh came up to us and was like, don't you guys think Noah looks just like Noah Kahan? And we were like, no, I mean, like, not really.
I said, you're only saying that because our names are Noah.
Yeah, you're both Noahs and you have beards.
We have beards.
But it just ended up being the perfect setup to be able to be like, oh my God, we can just be like, we'll tell that story. And then we can say, you know what? We should ask Noah Kahan if he thinks he looks like Noah Ives.
Do you think you look like this guy at all?
And his name is Noah.
His name is Noah.
Look, let me talk directly to this guy.
I'm right here.
Look, man. Me, you, Jesus Christ, and Keanu Reeves got dealt a gnarly hand. We don't look anything alike. We're just white guys with beards and sort of big noses.
But hey, my name is Noah too, so that counts for something.
Yeah, that counts for something. You're very handsome, man. You're much better looking than me.
Oh, thank you. Hey, thank you.
Well, dude, people will be like, no, I saw a guy that looks just like you, and then they'll show me a photo of a fucking raccoon.
All right.
Don't worry, he doesn't think.
I didn't think so either. But I think we're both good looking, so.
You're uniquely beautiful.
All right, now they're flirting.
And you came running down the aisle. You friggin' jumped on stage.
Also, I was the only one who didn't know this was happening. Like, in my mind, when this was like...
You thought it was all spontaneous.
I was like, whoa. Like, I was probably how everyone else in the theater felt. Like, well, what the fuck?
Which is why you, instead of
Trent's
using...
gonna FaceTime Noah Kahan? Like, that's crazy. I knew they were friends, but I was like, out of the blue. That's kind of wild.
Which is why you just... free jumped onto the stage instead of using the stairs.
I was like running down the aisle and I'm trying to, you
had the momentum,
emit some energy to the crowd. And then halfway down, I just thought, yeah, why not just try to jump?
Come on, Noah. Get up here. Wow. Oh my.
All right. Let me.
That was astonishingly smooth.
You okay? I'm fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Oh my
God.
I'm a good jumper. So yeah, I jumped. And I think you guys Trent said this, but I think Rhea said it too. Like, you guys weren't like watching. You were looking like down or something. So
I saw the whole jump.
Yes, you guys thought that I like somehow tripped upward like onto which would have been impossible. But
I thought Noah fell. So then I had a different view where I thought Noah had tripped onto the stage and landed like that.
That was a tall stage.
It was.
No, I know. It's very tall. I don't know why my mind went there, but honestly, iconic. Noah. I watched the video that you posted back and I was like, honestly, he did have a great entrance. Like,
yeah.
I missed it the first time around and I was like, that was a nice entrance.
Yeah, that was actually very funny.
And
So Trent, like, it was bad service. It was like, do we have the Wi-Fi? Do we not? We were calling. It wasn't ringing. We're like, it's not ringing. It's bad service. No, Trent was freaking out.
Wi-Fi was so bad.
That's why, to give context, Noah, backstage before the show, Trent was freaking out that we had no service because we were in this
that what that was?
green room. That's why he was freaking out.
Well,
because
for many other reasons too.
Okay,
for many
I was
other
gonna be in the
reasons
hotel
as well,
room. He was freaking out, but I don't know if that's
Yeah.
No, but part of the reason was because he thought, because when you left the room, he was like, I'm freaking out because I don't know if I'm going to be able to FaceTime him if we have no service. But we made it happen, got connected to the Wi-Fi, the whole thing. But we sort of
kind of
like,
funnier that
is it going
way.
to go through?
Because we had that like 5-ish minutes of like just watching Trent hold the phone and like no ringing.
And it built up some good anticipation for the crowd, I felt.
Yeah.
It did. The crowd went crazy. I was like beaming watching the crowd, be like, this is such a cool moment. It was awesome. And I'm not so familiar with Noah Kahan's music, but I did end up listening like all day yesterday because I kind of felt like a fraud that I wasn't so familiar. And I had like Maine on repeat. I was like,
Maine is a great song. I had never heard that. I mean, I knew his like big ones, but I didn't. I also did like it's kind of a deep dive the past.
That whole
hours.
whole album is so good.
It was so
he
good.
has
I was
so
like,
many good songs.
Feels.
Yeah.
So good. I was like, damn, like I'm feeling this. Maine really left an imprint on my heart, I think. Like I really enjoyed my time. Pittsburgh as well. Such great crowds all around. We met amazing women everywhere and men. We had a couple boyfriends, husbands come to the show as well. But I had my lobster roll in New Hampshire, not Maine. We went to surf in Portsmouth and loved it. I mean,
delicious.
I did get a hot buttered one. It was raining outside and it was cold. So I was like, I didn't want the cold lobster roll, but so delicious. And now, I think I said this last week, I'm on a seafood kick. Like that wasn't enough for me. I need more. But amazing start to the tour. I feel like we had such fun laughs all around. There were portions of the weekend where I was legit belly laughing so hard at some of the shit you were saying, Fran, Noah, Sarah, Maddie, everyone was like on their best.
There was some good
funniest.
Team banter. Like
it was good team banter the whole weekend.
For sure.
A lot of
I was
at my expense, but I'm fine with that.
You were giving it back though. We were all giving it to each other, but honestly, like giggly mood when I got home yesterday because I was like, wow, that was so funny. Like everyone was being so funny.
We finished with Domino's in your room.
Yes, we did. Which
let me tell you, just
me and Fran are Domino's people.
It's just the perfect
Fran
way
specifically is like, Fran is like a rewards member.
Yes.
And we were deciding where we wanted to eat after we went to the front porch on Saturday, and McDonald's was open, but Domino's was open. And Fran and I were like, we want Domino's. Like, sorry.
We overruled everyone.
I would have taken McDonald's.
The divas want Domino's.
Yes, they do. And I will say this. Being like we were on the road for 4 days, but when you're traveling, it's really hard to eat at normal times because we're getting ready like all day. So we really eat in the morning and then we don't eat until after the show, but then after the show we're starving, but then most places are closed. So then our options are fast food. And like honestly, I felt like a bag of shit on Sunday because I was like, everything has gone out the window. Like we ate one night, we got Taco Bell and Wendy's combined.
We made 2 drive-through stops.
But I do like that she said like we don't eat, like we had Domino's that night, but we also had smash burgers before the show.
Okay, you had a smash burger. Rhea and I are dainty princesses. We split a burger.
We split it?
Yes.
We split we literally split a burger. It was 2 bites.
It was barely anything to keep us going, okay?
I mean, we didn't eat the whole day.
Seriously. We had those teeny tiny little breakfast sandwiches. You were there. You saw them.
You were there. You saw it. We had little toasts.
That's all we had.
That's all I had too, yeah.
That's all we had. Well, you had a full burger before the show, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you're not on the same level as us prepping for the show, okay? We're out there starving ourselves before the show.
And we got hungry, and you know what? I thought, my God, do I want Domino's right now? And it hit the fucking spot. It really did. It really
hit the spot.
did.
And I want to add this. So growing up on Long Island, and Fran, I imagine you maybe feel the same way growing up in Jersey, just in this area. As a kid, you kind of make fun of people who eat pineapple on pizza. You're like, ew, Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Let me tell you, I fucking love pineapple on pizza. I really do. And I feel like I missed out as a kid, but now I love pineapple on pizza. And specifically, if I'm getting trash pizza like Domino's, I'm throwing that pineapple all over it. Oh, all over it. I fucking love pineapple on my pizza, like Domino's style.
Did you notice I went, this is my Domino's inside trick. Did you notice I went extra sauce on the pizza?
No, but was that why it felt extra good?
Yes.
That's because I was blown away by the pizza.
Because sometimes I think like Domino's, people want cheese, they go extra cheesy, and sometimes I feel like there's just like a little, the cheese to sauce ratio is off, but if you go extra sauce, oh my God, it makes it so much better, I think. So that's I always go extra sauce.
It actually was better than I remember Domino's being.
Yeah, I bet you because I went some extra sauce. And we did the whole thing. We did it up for sure. We literally sat in a random strip mall parking lot for like 10 minutes while the order was cooking, and then we were good to go. Brought right back to the hotel.
Did you notice that cheesy bread was extra cheesy?
It was really cheesy.
I've never had cheesy bread be that cheesy.
Same. It almost felt like there was multiple types of cheese inside the cheesy bread.
Right. It felt like there was like ricotta in there.
Yeah, it did. I wonder if that's a new thing.
It was better than usual.
It was.
And I couldn't tell if we were just starving, but really just an amazing weekend. And now our New York show is on Thursday. If you are feeling like you want last minute plans, we still have tickets on sale for Thursday. We did get a lot of messages from people saying that they are out of town. They go to the shore. They go to MomTok for the weekend on Thursday, so they can't come to the show. We will miss you. Yeah. But if you are in the city or the nearby area on Thursday night, we will be at Town Hall in New York City. We have Jessie from the Mormon Wives coming. She's ready to spill all the tea, all the drama on stage with us. We can't wait. We can't wait to hang out with more of you. And, quick little summer tour. We will be back in the fall with different cities, but this has been a nice little lovely summer tour so far.
Exactly. And I think we're going to have tons to talk about with Jessie because there's been more stuff that happened over the weekend with those Mormon wives. Let me tell you, the drama never ends. It never ends. And I'm mad because we had Whitney in last week. She's on today's episode. But now there's like more drama with Whitney that's happened in the last few days that when you listen to the interview, we were not able to talk to her about because it seems like there was some big Vegas event that a lot of the Mormon wives were at, but Whitney made a video that she was not invited. And then it caused a whole stir. She made a video joking where she's talking to somebody, but the person she's talking to is just the back of their head. They have really bad, that you can like see their extensions out. So then people thought like, oh, is that a hit at Jessie? And then Jessie commented. There's a whole thing. But then people were like, oh, is it actually a hit at Layla? Because Layla made a video about how there's one scene during the actual show where you can see her extensions out. And she made a TikTok about it herself, like being like, oh my God, I can't believe how bad those were. And then they were like, oh, is Whitney joking about that? So now it's like, is Whitney on the outs again? I don't know. But that happened over the weekend. So there's always something. Exactly. There's always something.
Always something. We have topics to get into. Very excited. We're going to talk about Love Island because,
yes,
it's
back, baby.
It's back, and all the episodes were last week and Sunday night. So now it's kind of good because Monday you can listen before Monday night's episode come out. With Love Island, weird schedule. So we're going to try to recap as much as possible. We don't want to be too behind, but we want to give you all our thoughts, the whole thing. But we have many thoughts, and we'll go through everything and everybody on this episode. We have other topics as well. We're going to be talking about Paige leaving Summer House, and then Lexi throwing her announcement in the next day. It was like, all right, at least wait the weekend, but we'll talk about that. Aimee, Lou Wood, and Walton Goggins did a little article together, interview pictures, talking about the, alleged feud that they do not have. Actually, we'll talk about that. Taylor and Travis were at a wedding in Nashville. So many pictures came from that event. Billie Eilish and Nat Wolff were spotted smooching. So people think they are dating. And Love Island USA, like I said. And we have the weekly watch report, and we have an interview with Whitney Leavitt. We'll talk all the drama with her, but unfortunately, the drama moves fast. And so the drama from this weekend not talked about, but other things were talked about. So it's a great listen. And we were excited to have Whitney in studio to talk about it. So let's get into the topics. They don't make it easy to buy concert tickets these days. You got to sign up for the pre-sale, get in the queue, and by the time you get through, the best seats are gone. Going to a concert should be about the show itself, not waiting in a virtual line. Lucky for us, we always use Game Time. It's the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets easier and faster, and the price actually goes down on the app the closer it gets to showtime. There are a ton of great artists in concert right now. There's shows, endless, ball games, whatever you're feeling, you can get those tickets on Game Time. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT pick setting at the top of the screen or browse the best local Game Time picks details near you on your Game Time app home page. What are you waiting for? Get those tickets, guys. It's baseball season, The weather, it's getting nice. Sit out in the park, get yourself a dog, a beer at the game, and get those on Game Time. I think I'm going to do that soon, honestly. I'm trying to get to a ball game. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? It is Game Time. On Thursday morning, Paige DeSorbo announced on her Instagram story that she would not be returning to Summer House for this season. We just saw her launch of her pajamas and loungewear line that it's coming on Tuesday. So people thought, she'll maybe do one more season of Summer House. She'll promote the line on the show. We'll see that. The bed bugs in bed together. No, that is not happening. She announced it's time for her departure. She's moving on. She thanked the cast, the crew, the family that Summer House has given her for the last 7 seasons of the show, the last 7 summers. But it is time for her to move on and exit from the show, which, you know what? Good for her for realizing the time and place of when to leave the show for herself, because obviously we would love to watch Paige on Summer House every single season. She's the highlight for us, in my opinion. I love Paige's commentary. I think she adds a ton to the show. So would love to continue to watch Paige on this show. But for her and her job and her brand and everything, it's I feel like, especially after this season and sharing, all the personal details of her breakup and everything, it's well, why keep doing this if I don't have to? And I feel like maybe that's where she's at. And also, not often you see somebody remove themselves from a Bravo reality show. Usually they're asked or they're put on pause or something of that nature. Paige is nope, my time has come. I am leaving the show.
Yeah, it's the right call. It's bittersweet, but like you said, it's the right move for her right now. I think she has so many amazing things going for her that Summer House is probably really low on the priority list. I think that's not what she 100% needs to put all of her time and effort in. Giggly Squad is amazing. They go have all these live shows, tours, podcasts. They're doing extra series. They're doing TV stuff. There's so many amazing opportunities that she really doesn't fully need that Bravo platform right now. So it does make sense. It is sad because she is such a important part of the show. And I think she's such a glue castmate who really can connect with everybody. And I think everybody feels comfortable talking to her. You see all the posts on social of everyone being so sad that she's leaving. And it really is sad that there wasn't one last farewell summer. But you know what? I think that this was the right call for her, especially going into a season where she is single now. So it's I'm sure production or just the Bravo fans would really want to know what's going on in her personal life. Who's she dating? Is she doing this? Is she doing that? And I think she's I don't really fucking want to share that right now, especially coming off this relationship with Craig that was so public. So it all just feels like it makes the most sense right now. It is sad, of course, but she will we know Paige, she will continue to thrive and excel. And the opportunities she's going to get, I think, are going to be tenfold. So,
yeah, absolutely agree. I think this is the right call. And yeah, I agree with the fact where she's probably okay, I don't need to share my personal life all over the place. So might as well not and still succeed. And there's so many different avenues and things that she probably wants to explore. I mean, we just saw her and Hannah had a little guest spot on Ginny and Georgia as well. Like Giggly Squad is just exploding in all different directions. And it's like, well, why not free up that sort of time that you would maybe be traveling to the weekends in the summer or kind of a hectic schedule that maybe she doesn't want to have to go every weekend to this house. Maybe when she has free time, she wants to kind of just chill out, like I feel like a lot is happening. So sort of having that balance and not returning to Summer House makes the most sense. As for Lexi, she couldn't even let the announcement breathe for 24 hours. She puts up her Instagram story. And it's kind of like, wait till Monday, or wait till this week. In my personal opinion, I was just like, everybody cares about Paige leaving Summer House. Like we see it all over the place. Like people are freaking out whether they are happy about it or whether they think it's the right move or the wrong move. Like everyone has an opinion on it. And then Lexi jumps in, not even 24 hours after. And she's like, I'm also gone. And everyone's like, okay, well, this isn't the same. We're talking 7 seasons versus 1 season here. Obviously, if she's not returning, she wants to make that announcement. It was just like, okay, well, we're still focused on Paige right now,
Yeah, I think I was thinking maybe like they knew Paige was going to say something. I don't know. I highly doubt it. I'm sure really Lexi was like just waiting for the right moment. And I bet once Lexi saw Paige do it, she was like, oh, I'm getting mine out there then, like it's time to let everybody know that I will also not be returning. And I'm not surprised. I think production was maybe banking on her bringing some drama again this summer. I think if Paige stayed, they would have been more okay with Lexi leaving. But with now more people leaving, I kind of think it's like, oh, what exactly is the storyline that they're going to follow here? I think they're going to have to fill in a lot of spots, and like that can be kind of random too. And all of a sudden it's just like 4 totally new people, or 3 or 4, however many they're going to have to do at this point. But yeah, Lexi, it is a thing too where it's like Lexi says she's leaving. Do we know for sure Bravo didn't not ask her back? Like that whole
right. Because if I had to make an assumption, I would have thought that Lexi would have, if given the option, would have 100% returned to the show with how much press she has done for this past season.
Right. Maybe she just hated how it all turned out. She's like, I'm not fucking doing it again,
Right. That could also be the case too. It's like, but it goes 2 ways. Like one, you're doing press for the show. You want to keep talking about it so that you can return and have a new season without, like, Jesse will be there, but you're not dating Jesse and it's not about that.
Yeah.
Or do you hate what happened so much that you're going to let everyone know what happened and not return? Like, I'm really interested in knowing if it was her choice or if it was Bravo's decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever know that though, but I would be curious because now we're probably going to see an influx of new people. It may just be though that they bring in a ton of new single people and it starts from the beginning. Like we go back to the beginning of Summer House where it was just a bunch of single people in a house going out doing stupid shit.
I just think they can't. I know. I just think they can't fully embrace that with Kyle, Amanda, Carl, Lindsay like still around. I just like I think that's fair. I think they can totally build something where like Jesse and Wes are still there and it's a bunch of singles and they try and see how that goes. But when there's still going to be a focus on those older couples, older relationships, what's Carl doing? What's Amanda and Kyle doing? How like is Lindsay visiting with Gemma? Is she not? Like it's two different shows. It's like they're trying to make 2 different shows and combining into one, and I don't know if that's necessarily going to work. So we'll see.
I agree with that. It was funny. There was a fake announcement going around from Carl that he was leaving. Carl was quick to clear that up with Us Weekly, and then he linked it on his story, and he was like, "Click the link to read. I'm not leaving. Don't worry, guys. I am not leaving." It's like, all right, we get it, Carl. You are not leaving. You are not leaving the show.
Yeah, I know. I really do feel, and I get it in the sense that like so many of their businesses are attached to being on the show. Like with Paige, like she has such a presence online and has such a strong following already that the show wouldn't necessarily, I think, help that much in promoting her product. I think she can do that no problem on her own. She has that kind of power. But for like Carl promoting his bar and all those things, I think the show is such a massive platform for him to have that. So it's like they're gonna cling onto that for sure. So I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to see how it all goes down this once filming starts, because they're only a few weeks away at this point. Then from like what their normal schedule is. They start like around 4th of July. So
yeah, it's gonna be soon. While we're on the topic, I do want to give a little tidbit that we shared at the shows, but we'd never shared it on the podcast. So we did talk on the podcast about how you met Wes, and we kind of squashed the fake beef that we had with him.
Yeah.
Whatever. And, we were booking guests for our live shows, and we had asked Wes to be a guest at our Pittsburgh live show. Went through his team and everything, and Wes approved, his team approved. He was all set to go. We were going to get the booking, booked, traveled, all that. Wes then hits you with a text about how he can no longer make the Pittsburgh live show because it's the playoffs for his kickball league that he's in. He put together the team, whatever. Our faces when we received this news that Wes was canceling as our live show guest because of his fucking kickball team.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that did happen. And I said back to him, like, I am shocked and semi-impressed that you have that level of dedication to your kickball team. And it was the kind of thing where it was like, oh, if we win this playoff game, then maybe I wouldn't be available because then it'd be the championship. But if we lost, but they kept winning, and then the fateful night of our Pittsburgh show, they had their championship and they won the whole damn thing. So he's a champ.
Yeah, congratulations.
Happy for him. But it was very, very funny. And you know what? Everything works out the way it's supposed to, because I thought Tyler and Tate were so fucking fun.
So good.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
I love Tate so much.
Yeah, she's amazing. They're such a cute couple. Funny, fun.
Yeah.
They know how to get the crowd going. They were incredible. So it did work out the way it was supposed to. They were awesome. I forgot we didn't talk about that in the intro, but they were so much fun. A lot of dance battles happening, a lot of dancing on stage.
Which I love. Like, I feel like that gets the crowd going, and Tate has all the moves, so I loved it.
Yeah, so much fun. So yeah, it did work out. It was supposed to, but we were cracking up being like, this fucking guy canceled on us for his kickball game. But they did win. So congratulations. I guess it was worth it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I guess it was all worth it. Moving on, I know that this was something people were speculating about for quite some time, was an alleged feud between Aimee Lou Wood and Walton Goggins. He unfollowed her on Instagram right after during the premiere of the show. And everyone was very curious because Walton Goggins would speak so highly of Aimee Lou Wood, but then we would see that he unfollowed her and everyone was like, wait, what's going on? Then he had that very emotional post about Chelsea and Rick at the series finale and all that. So it was very confusing. People were like, what happened? People were speculating nonstop. They cleared up the rumors. They did an interview. They did a spread. They did pictures together. And sort of what it came down to was we realized Walton Goggins, and we cannot begin to understand these people in Hollywood, but they understand each other. He is so dedicated to his roles that he had to unfollow Aimee Lou Wood when the season wrapped up, because that's the way he can move on from being so into his character and his roles, was kind of what I got from this. Was like, if he had followed his past cast members from other shows and movies, he would also unfollow them, because he gets so into it that he needs to completely separate himself after. Otherwise, he's still locked in. So that's what happened with Aimee, is like and it's very clear that during filming, they got extremely, extremely close, because they talk about how, not purposely, but he would sort of distance himself from the rest of the cast because he was so into the role of Rick, that then Aimee, being Chelsea, would then be like, no, you're not going through this alone. So them two together were kind of like on this little island filming this show. They were so locked in that they needed some sort of separation after it.
Yeah, and I think he's talked about it before, but Thailand is just like such an emotional place for him, because it is where he went after his first wife had passed. And it was such a therapeutic experience for him. And then he had not been back since. So I think he was really going through a lot mentally. And yeah, I think he's just so attached to like the characters Rick and Chelsea that once it ended, it was, I have to separate. I can't even see what Aimee Lou is doing on her own, because it's just like, I got to move on from it. And the whole article, it was in Variety. They were hugging all over each other. They were praising each other. They were so excited to see each other. It's just so crazy that this rumor ran wild for so long. And when this finally came out, it was like, wow. And they also kind of alluded to because I think it was right after that article had come out is when they did this, was the Times article with Walton Goggins, where it was perceived that the interviewer had asked about Aimee Lou Wood, and he was like, we're not talking, no, I don't want to talk about that. And that it like ended the interview and like the whole thing. And it seems as though, from at least Walton Goggins' standpoint, that they just kept bringing it up multiple times, that by the time it was like the third or fourth time, he was like, all right, like this is not what we're here to talk about. And then of course that's what was used in the article and the whole thing. But it really appears that they don't have it. He refollowed her right there in that right there in the moment, I think, when they were talking. So it really seems like it's all fine.
Yeah, I think he just gets very attached. Like maybe, he got so attached to Aimee Lou Wood, he was like, okay, well, I'm actually married in real life that I need to separate myself from this because, wow, I'm so into this character and I'm so into Chelsea and Rick, and it's a whole thing. He speaks so highly of Aimee, though, like in the way that he's like, she's Goldie Hawn. Like she's going to like really, really make it as an actress. So it was very interesting. He's clearly a weird guy. Like, love Walton Goggins, but he's
totally
a bit of a weirdo.
Totally.
And you know what? Sometimes that's just the way you are as an actor, actress. He's an artiste.
Yep.
And they're a little bizarre in some ways, but that's how they work. And that's why he's probably so good at his job, because this is the way that he works and gets shit done. So happy to see that there's no feud between the two. Love to see pictures of them together. You know what I mean? But then you start missing the season. You start thinking about what happened, the whole thing. But happy to hear that there's no actual feud and that this is just the way these actors work, I guess, We can't understand it, but they do. And I guess that's what matters. Moving on. Taylor and Travis were at a wedding in Nashville, one of Travis's cousins. I think it was his second cousin. They got married in Nashville. They attended the wedding. People were so excited they were there. And then it sparked this whole debate online, I guess, about whether or not you would be happy Taylor's at your wedding or upset that she's taking the shine from you. I think this is a stupid question. I think you're happy. Like, if you are upset, first of all, Taylor Swift is allowed to exist in this world as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of life would it be if she's not even allowed to go to a wedding because someone is upset that it would be taking the shine away? You know what? Deal with it, okay? Sorry you didn't make it. Sorry she's Taylor Swift and you're not, okay? It is what it is. You got to just accept that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's allowed to go to weddings and exist in this world just like we are all allowed to go to weddings and exist. How, like, she's gotta be a normal human in some settings. So I think I'd be happy. You'd be happy. Most of the world would be happy. They'd be like, damn, I'm so honored she's taking the time to come to my wedding. You're still the bride. Everyone knows it's your day. And look, now people are even talking about your wedding even more.
The bragging rights that you would have for the rest of your life that Taylor Swift was at your wedding, regardless of what happens with Taylor and Travis, is worth it alone. Like, I can be like, no, look, Taylor Swift is at my wedding. I don't care. It's the coolest thing ever. I think if you're the bride or anybody, but you are right. It's just like, hey, she is going to a wedding as a +1 of her boyfriend, and that was very cute. Looked like they had a lovely time. But I also saw a lot of people joking about it, and this is also so true, that it's like, do you think the bride was nervous, or did anybody like say to the guests of the wedding, like, hey, everyone be fucking cool, like, don't don't. And then, of course, you see the videos and the pictures that I'm sure guests like sneaky tried to take, and that's what we're all looking at and whatever. And of course, there were what looked more like family photos where, okay, of course, you take the lovely picture together. Maybe you send that to your friends. Everyone freaks out. It gets sent around immediately. But like the videos of Taylor and Travis like filming behind them when they're in their seat and the dance is happening and the whole thing, it's like, okay, those are the people that you're like, oh, come on. I told Tammy not to fucking film her, and she did it anyway. And this guy's because you're like, you want Taylor to feel as comfortable as possible at your wedding, and that she doesn't have to worry about like moles from the inside. But at the end of the day, it's Taylor Swift, and like I'm sure when you send out that invite list, you maybe don't know for sure if Taylor Swift is coming, and the neighbor down the street that you maybe wouldn't have invited if you knew Taylor was going to be there is
100%. Because now you're thinking about the seating chart. Where am I sitting, Taylor? Who am I trusting to sit next to her? I'm not trusting her next to Aunt Debbie because she's going to freak out the whole time and take a bunch of pictures,
Yeah,
she's
for
going
sure.
to, ask her about her life and the whole thing. You got to seat her next to somebody who's going to be calm, cool, collected. And then you know what? You kind of got to toss your hands up in the air and be like, I tried to tame my family and friends and I couldn't. And I feel like Taylor would understand that. Like she's probably aware you're not going to have everybody in the room be super chill. She knows who she is. She's aware that people are going to fucking freak out about her. So I think super cool that she just gets to live her life and go like every other girl in the world, go as a +1 to a wedding and
exactly
live that life. So people who are saying that they would be upset, let's maybe take a look in the mirror.
Really wouldn't be upset.
I don't think you'd be that upset.
No.
That would be a choice.
Yeah.
I can't believe she came to my wedding. That would be insane. Right. Billie Eilish and Nat Wolff were spotted smooching together. I mean, we talked about this kind of briefly, I think a couple months ago, where they were spotted together and everyone was like, are they dating? Oh, maybe they're probably just friends. Like, what's going on here?
They've been friends for years. Yeah, they've been friends for years, apparently. So everyone like immediately was like, they've been friends for so long. It's not anything romantic, but.
Right, but now they're spotted smooching. I mean,
that smooch looked romantic to me.
It could be romantic. Maybe they're friends with benefits, Maybe they're exploring further than friends. Maybe they were just having fun and smooching and they're not romantic. But all I know is they were smooching.
And it was out like maybe on a balcony. Looked like a balcony. Looked like maybe they were snapping some pictures together. I think it's romantic. That's the vibe I got. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's romantic.
Oh my God, shocking take. 2 people kissing, romantic. No, but I don't want to jump into that right yet because I feel like it could be a possibility that they just might be like exploring, but also maybe it was just for funsies.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I like the pairing. I do. I think that's a very cute pairing.
It's just crazy that like I immediately just go back to the Naked Brothers band.
Of course.
I can't think about this man or talk about this man without talking about the Naked Brothers band.
To be honest, it is one of those things where no matter what he does, career-wise, I think we will always think of that first. And some people are able to shed that first role.
I actually haven't, because he's done a good amount of movies recently.
He has. He's done a ton.
He has.
He's been in some awesome things.
And I was a big Naked Brothers guy, but I don't really think about it.
You don't think of Naked Brothers?
Not really anymore.
Oh my God, no! I go Naked Brothers immediately.
The only thing that plays in my head is cray,
Wait, do you remember? This was going to be a trivia question, but then I was like, I'm not going to use it, so I'll ask you now. What was the love interest name in Naked Brothers band? There's a song about it.
I didn't really watch the show that much, to be honest.
Amina?
No, it starts with an R.
There's a song. Is there a song that it's her name?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I can hear the song in my head.
Rosalia.
Yeah, is it Rosalia or Rosalina?
Rosalina? It might be Rosalina. Rosalia? I know it's
Rosalina.
Rose.
Rosalina.
I was gonna say Rose.
I think that's where I got Amina.
I can
from,
still
Rosalina.
hear the melody in my head of Rosalina.
Yeah. Talented guys.
Yeah, they did. And now I'm smooching Billie Eilish.
Yeah, exactly.
So, who sees? Maybe they'll further the connection. We'll find out about it.
Maybe they're working on some music.
Guys, if you saw my hair in Pittsburgh and Maine this past weekend, you will be shocked to know that the last time I had washed my hair for both of those shows was on Monday night before meeting Miley Cyrus, okay? And what I used to keep that blowout fresh and good before recurling it, or Haley curled it, was Batiste Dry Shampoo. The innovation from award-winning #1 dry shampoo brand Batiste. In the US, one can of Batiste is sold every 1.3 seconds. And guys, I was using those cans of Batiste. The Zen Matcha, light dry shampoo was perfect. I needed dry shampoo because I wasn't washing my hair, and it did the trick. We'd spray the dry shampoo, rub it in a little bit, curl it, set it. It was good to go. New Batiste Light Dry Shampoo is our lightest dry shampoo. It blends seamlessly in hair and leaves no white residue. That's what I was using. It was absolutely perfect. It's lightweight. It's non-gritty. It absorbs oil and grease for a cleaner looking hair without weighing it down. Like I said, it's lightweight and non-gritty. That's the best part of it. You don't feel it in your hair. It doesn't leave that white residue. It's absolutely perfect. It's great on your hair, and it's easy on your wallet, or to get the blowout look without the blowout price. So that's what I was doing. You can buy Batiste Light Dry Shampoo online or in store at your nearest retailer. Let's get into it, Love Island. Okay, been dying to get the takes off. Everybody anticipating this season of Love Island USA season 7 because of how big season 6 was. We know that season 6 was ginormous, and we all wanted to go into this with an open mind, which I have done. The first episode, I was watching, and I was interested. I'm still interested. That I don't want to phrase it in a way that seems like I'm not interested. I'm very interested. I'm giving everybody on the show a fair shot of being themselves and not trying to compare them to the season prior, because I feel like they deserve that, or some of them deserve that. We could talk about it right off the bat so that we don't have to talk about it further. But Yulisa was yanked from the show. I think everybody has seen that by now, as she should be. She had to be yanked. They said at the very beginning of the second episode, like, Yulisa has left the island. Apparently the cast members or the people in the villa probably do not know what happened. We all know what happened. There were videos that resurfaced of Yulisa on a podcast using racial slur. So everyone was like, get this woman off the show right now. And they made it happen because I think, producers, Ariana, they all have their phones. Like, they could see what people are talking about. And people were like, we need this woman off the show. And they yanked her.
Yeah, that had to have been done for sure. I think, like, she's in the first episode. I think everyone was like, oh boy, we all saw what happens on social. These cast members get announced, and literally every single thing that they've ever done in their life ends up on TikTok. And this went crazy viral. Obviously, the producers saw it, and it was like, this is not happening. She did put out a statement apologizing and doing the whole song and dance after she got her phone back and everything. But yeah, it is crazy to me still that, like, these contestants go through this vetting process to be put on the show, and it's just like the internet can find these things in 2 seconds and casting somehow doesn't. I don't know how that works, but unfortunately that's how it goes. Something like this is so serious, and, like, yes, that's when you're glad something like that resurfaces, because it's like, okay, it's early on, we can pull it right out, it's done. But already it's such a different experience watching. It's such a different experience watching US than UK, I think. And maybe it's just because we're on different sides of the internet. Like, I'm necessarily on, like, UK Love Island, where I see some things, and I know that they actually also just had something with the contestant being pulled from this season as well. The new season of UK starts, I think, this week, actually. So, but it is just crazy because there are videos, they want to make videos of every single detail. If you even had a conversation with one of these contestants, you're making a video talking about it. I know this person, my friend knows this person, my friend dated this person for 2 seconds. Like, everyone's trying to expose everyone, which is such a crazy thing to do for, like, a reality TV show where it's like immediately everyone wants these people's like lives almost ruined. It's like, let me find the worst thing we can find about these people and then talk about it. And it really does like take away from a lot of the fun that comes with watching a show like Love Island that's really not supposed to be that serious. And I think like already I've been seeing it online, so I'm hoping that it doesn't feel that way for the whole season, because it did feel like that way towards the end of season 6 and it was like a lot. So I'm hoping everyone can really like enjoy what Love Island is. It's supposed to be fun. Like I love the mindset of some of the contestants that, you know, Ace, Shelly, some of these people that are like, hey, it's early, let's have fun, let's talk, let's meet people. Like that's the way that they should be on the show. I guess we should give a spoiler warning. We are talking about, we are up to date. We have watched Sunday night's episode. So if you are not caught up, I would certainly caution you, be careful listening while we're talking about the episodes.
I'm not caught up, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I've only watched the first 3.
Sorry to hear that. But it's just like seeing the way Ace and Shelly, and they're talking to a lot of different people, but they also have a connection themselves that you're like, but I like that they're exploring compared to what Huda and Jeremiah have been in. That's already super annoying to watch, to be completely honest.
Oh my God. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we could start off talking about everything. So kind of like where everyone's at right now. I guess we can kind of get into that. I agree with you about Ace and Shelly. I love the two of them. Like people are like, Ace player. Like I don't care. Okay. Because Ace is doing what they should be doing in these first fucking 5 days of the show. And Ariana even said that on After Sun. I love that Ariana knows everything that goes on online and then there's like jumps back in. Like and I can just tell when she's talking to the Islanders, I feel like I just love it so much. I love Ariana. But Ace is doing what they should be doing, which is like, and Shelly is too. She's not mad that Ace coupled up with somebody else, because I sort of feel this watching, but I think if Ace and Shelly get together too soon, that it will be explosive. I think if it's a slow burn where they have something with each other, but they're feeling other people out, then they can come together after that. That's what I'm rooting for, because those two are endgame to me, but they can't be endgame just yet because it's too early. You know, like they need to kind of like play the field so that they can realize they want to be with each other. One thing I'm not on board with though is Shelly being with Austin. Like have Shelly be with anybody else. Austin, when this man speaks, I get angry. I can't listen to this man speak. I want him away from Shelly. Like it's not a match. It is not a match.
I agree. I don't see it at all. I don't know what's that. They're all the girls are like, he's so funny, he's so sweet, he's so goofy. I'm like, I'm fucking losing brain cells listening to him
Same.
talk.
I do not see it. I do not see it.
You know, fine. But yeah, that one was really interesting. I do think that, you know, you have to be able to handle the guy you like potentially talking to some other people, like the way Huda reacted to those bombshells coming in. Obviously, I think she corrected her behavior later. She was like, oh, I overreacted. Like, I know it. But it's just like, oh my God, it was way too much. It was way too much. And I don't blame her. I know what she said of saying, you know, I just told Jeremiah that I'm a mom, and she's very sensitive to that and wanting to see how Jeremiah reacts to that. I'm sure she had a lot of nerves with doing that. So having the bombshells come right in after, I'm sure, you know, her head was all over the place, freaking out about it. But Jeremiah seems so insanely locked in that it's like, it's making me question how genuine he is, because I'm like, there's no way you're this locked in. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just don't fully believe that from a guy. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And even the other guys, I think, are like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it's crazy. Like, Ace cheering for Jeremiah during that challenge. I was like, yes, cheer for him. And then he like literally looked like that girl was trying to kiss him. She was jumping on him, and he was like hands in the air trying to not touch her.
No, I literally was like, this is so fucking lame. Like, seriously, give it a rest. It's been 3 days at that point, and they are driving me nuts. The way that Huda like speaks for Jeremiah, being like, oh, he's just nervous or this. I'm like, You only met this man 3 days ago. Nobody's calling you mom and dad. You're calling yourself mom and dad because you're a mom and you're telling everybody you're a mom as if you're the first mom on earth. Like, she is acting like nobody else on earth is a mom. The way that she's talking, it's like, okay, we get it. You are a mom who came onto this show. And I think that's totally fine. I see people having opinion about that, like her leaving her kid. Like, we've seen it on The Bachelor before. Like, this isn't anything shocking or new to us. Like, it happens, whatever. She's also allowed to go and find love and explore even while being a mom. That's fine. But the way that she sat them down and told Sierra that she's a mom, and Sierra goes, amazing.
Yeah.
And like, moved on.
Yeah.
Like, she was like, okay, like, I feel like she thinks because she's a mom, that means if she's coupled up with someone, that person cannot be able to explore any other options because she's a mom.
Right.
And it's not making any sense to me. It's like, Casa Amor is going to happen and this man is going to crack.
Yeah.
And we're going to see an explosion like we've never seen before, because I know he's trying to hold on tight for that 100K. I know it. You can see it in his eyes. While Hood is saying to him, like, after the challenge about, kissing Amaya and all that. And you could see it on his face. You could see it. He's like, how much can I hold on to this 100K? Like, it's way too much, way too soon. And Ariana spoke about it on After Sun. She was like, I want people to be like Ace. Like, whatever, because you're playing the field at first. Like, this is day 3, day 4 we're talking about. And you guys are weirding me out. Nobody's calling you mom and dad. Nobody's doing that. I want to hear names. If people are calling you mom and dad, I want names.
We haven't heard it.
And you can tell, like, Shelly's like trying to like support Huda, like when she's talking to her. But you can tell she's clocking it. She's like,
for sure. Her and Olandria both. I think they almost have been talking to her with kid gloves. It's like, okay, I know you're upset, but let me just like bring a little realness to this situation right now.
And immediately she's like, I don't like that bitch. I don't like that bitch.
I know.
Amaya seems like a sweetheart so far.
Seriously.
Like, I don't think she's coming in doing what
talk about bubbly personality.
Explore connections. And that's what they're supposed to do as bombshells, is come in and explore. And it's like, it's weird behavior. I really don't like it.
I like Amaya. I think she's very sweet. I will say this may come off as harsh. But listening to her and Austin have a conversation, my ears were bleeding. So that's all I have to say about that. But I think she's a lovely girl. She's a lovely girl.
Julie from Comments by Celeb sent such a funny tweet last night where it was like just the volume down button. Like as soon as they were talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I mean, Austin is like, seriously, I really have to stop myself from fast forwarding every time Austin's on the screen. I'm like, get this man off the screen. Amaya seems sweet. I agree.
Yeah.
Hannah and Charlie already like locked in. I guess that
moved fast too. There was another person. It is funny, like, because the Love Island TikTok scene can be so great and so crazy at the same time. Like, there's so many amazing creators that make such funny recaps and such funny videos. And I saw one girl, and she said two different videos. Like, one was like, if you have not watched UK, like, don't talk to me about US because you don't understand how this show works, which I thought was very funny. And then another one where she was like, I'm not ready to trust any of these guys yet because let me tell you what they haven't done. They haven't sent a blonde bombshell in. And we need to see how these men act when a blonde bombshell comes into the villa. And I was cracking up, and that's what they did. They sent in Hannah. Charlie was all over that quickly, which also makes sense because he really didn't have a connection with anybody in the villa. And then the biggest thing was this triangle with Nick and Sierra and Bella. And, I really respect these two ladies because I think that they handled that so well. They both clearly liked Nick, but they both were nice and respectful to each other. And they were like, yeah, obviously it'd be nice for Nick to make a decision. But they were trying their damnedest. They were making sure that they were getting their kisses in. Bella decided to go fucking balls to the wall in the challenge for the first time ever, kissing everybody. She's like, you know what? I'm doing it. Turning the heat up, trying to get her man. She did continue to speak in TikTok slang for the entirety of her time. And it really, there's one moment where she goes, the tea's just getting hotter and hotter. And I was like, It just my, she cracks me up. She really cracks me up. I really like just the constant like changing of the voice depending on who she was talking to. But really she did seem like she had a good heart. You know, I felt that from her. I really did. And I do think Sierra and Nick have the better connection though.
I'm in agreement. Bella was a bit annoying for me, although did seem like she had a great heart and very sweet, and her heart was in the right place and all those things.
My coochie on lock.
Right. Like it was funny, but at the same time I was like getting annoyed.
Yeah.
You know, I do like Sierra a lot. I do too. I was okay with the sending home of Bella. I think it's a quick, we got her, but by next week we will not be missing her. I see so many people so upset that she's gone. And I'm like, we have so much time left. It feels like you guys never watched the fucking show before. That's how it feels. But I like Sierra a lot. And I feel like her and Bella were both very classy about the situation, and they both supported each other and they got to know each other and they were very nice about it. Unlike Huda with Amaya. It was just like, it kind of feels like Huda is doing this thing where she's like, all right, we're all sisters, right? Like no one's going to go for Jeremiah because we're all sisters, right? Like trying to like kind of manipulate everybody into being like, we're all best friends and none of you are going to go after my man. Correct.
And it did seem like she, it was like a genuine reaction first of her being like, she's not a nice girl. I can just tell. I can sense it. She's just not a nice girl. And then like realizing, 10 hours later that she was overreacting and like trying to backtrack. Oh, I was overreacting. It's like, no, that was your genuine, like real reaction to a girl that you don't know at all. And who really seems like she would not hurt a fly, So
right. And that was so, it was weird. She was just like, she's not nice. I'm like, you don't know this
You don't know
girl
her at all.
At all. You haven't even had one conversation with her to say she's not a nice girl.
Yeah.
Because you expect her after 3 days to not go for Jeremiah. Like this is bizarre behavior. It's very bizarre.
I'm hoping that they two just lock
Alandria.
in. Yeah, I hope that those two just lock in so much that we don't even have to worry about them. You know how like some couples they're like, no, we're closed off, like whatever, and there's no drama with them at all. And then they don't get that much airtime because there's no drama with them. I'm like, okay, that can be you too.
No, we're gonna see the drama. We're gonna see Huda freak out over every person who comes into the villa, even though Jeremiah is gonna fake it the whole time, and then they're gonna explode in Casa Amor.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Alandria and Taylor.
You're right. I love her as well.
I love Alandria. She's so fucking funny. Like genuinely cackling out loud of some of the things that she has said so far. And while we're on the topic of Alandria and Huda, Alandria was 100% in the right about what happened between Huda and Alandria when all the guys stood up besides Jeremiah to say that they were interested in the bombshell. And Huda was like, you guys need some real men, like da-da-da. And Alandria was like, no, we're not going to do that. Like, we're not upset. And like, Alandria was 100% right. Because she was like, listen, we're going to go talk about it with the girls after this and we can all chat about it. But in this very moment, like, don't speak for us just because you think you're better than us because your guy didn't stand up after day 2. Like, no, like Huda thinks she's better than everybody right now because Jeremiah didn't stand. That's how it felt. And then, and then Huda immediately bursting into these tears about what Alandria said. Alandria barely said anything. Alandria was like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not upset.
Yeah.
Like Alandria was just trying to, in front of the guys, be like, cool it. Like, we don't want the guys to know we're upset or we feel some type of way about this. Talk about it after. Like, the way that Huda reacted was like speaking for them when none of them said that they were upset yet. It was bizarre.
Yeah, I'm liking the slow burn that Alandria and Taylor have going right now. I hope that maybe does turn into something, or maybe another guy comes in, or we'll see what happens. But I was not mad that Ace didn't pick Shelly in the recoupling, because I do feel like we're not maybe ready for that yet, of them to like fully go into being a couple. I think they're still trying to feel out other relationships solely from the fact that it would have kept her from Austin, I would have been down for it because I'm like, why is Austin the only other option? Like if there was another option, I'd be, oh my God, I'd be so much happier. But Shelly is, oh God, she's way too good for him. And
way too good.
And it was weird because I was like, oh, it felt like Ace and Amaya had like one conversation together, but I don't know if he's like nervous to pick Shelly or like what that means and everything because they have that very like flirtatious thing right now. But I almost think it was not a tactic, but I think that they are playing such a cat and mouse game right now that probably Ace was like, ooh, it's like we're still playing with each other. Like we can't be getting in bed with each other. Yeah, we got to see how this goes. So I'm hoping that changes because I need, or another guy comes in for Shelly because no more,
right.
No more of that pairing, please.
No, we need Shelly away from Austin, so we need another guy in to swoop in just to entertain her until her and Ace are ready to be together.
Yes.
But the entertainer cannot be Austin. Like, Shelly is way too good for that man, and she will realize it very soon. But we need someone else to come in and play that little, because I know Ace and Shelly are going to, like, the tension and the chemistry, we can feel it coming through the screen. Like, we know that these two want each other. As for Alandria and Taylor, it is a slow burn. I'm hoping to see a bit more chemistry between the two of them because right now I'm not seeing the chemistry. But Alandria said that she is a slow burner on the outside, so maybe that's sort of what we're getting here.
Yeah.
I'm loving the friendship with all the guys right now, specifically between Ace, Taylor, and even Nick, like jumping across the bed during that scene. Like, I am loving the friendship. It's reminding me of sort of OG Love Island UK days of when the guys, would all become friends like that. And even last season, I mean, I guess it just... We saw it with Rob and Aaron, but it wasn't like one that we were excited about because they were just rooting each other on to do stupid things.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys are like jumping up and down, so giddy and happy and like joking around with each other. Very, very funny. I'm like, I really hope, because I know right now Ace is playing the field. I hope that when the time comes though, he does sort of like settle, because I love that man. And if he does something where like it turns into like, we can't root for him anymore, I'm going to be really upset because
I agree.
Because I love him.
I agree. He just has such great energy, such great vibe. You know,
really
like
does.
He really does. He's really entertaining. Seems really sweet. But
he's just like cool.
Yeah. He's young though too, and like the whole like never been in love and the whole like, I'm like, oh boy, he could pull some stupid.
That makes me nervous.
He could pull
I'm
some
like, he's gonna do something stupid
shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you never know. But no, I'm very intrigued to see what goes on the rest of this week. It looks like Alandria spills the beans that Nick was also making out with Bella and Soul Ties before she left, and Sierra didn't know that. I understand being upset about that, and I don't know if it's just like the preview to like amp up drama to watch, but it's like, Sierra, you were doing the same thing. Like, you were pulling him to the photo booth and kissing him in the photo booth. It's not crazy to think that Bella would have been pulling him and trying to kiss him too. Unless Nick was like saying to Sierra, oh, I'm not kissing her, or like whatever. I don't know what Nick has said. And it's different because Nick and Sierra are sleeping in the bed together. So it's like at night they're all cuddly and like that whole thing. But I wonder if that's like going to actually cause a problem for them. But R.I.P. Bella. Gone too soon, girl.
Oh my God.
Gone too soon.
No, I mean, I think the thing is though, like Sierra has to realize. I think Sierra has to realize, even after kissing Bella and Soul Ties, he did pick her. So you kind of have to be like, all right, it happened, but
exactly.
He did pick me after that.
For sure.
So I'm locked in. I'm enjoying it.
It's all I've been watching.
Same. I know people are going to be like comparing it, whatever, but we got to give it its fair shot, and I'm enjoying it. So far. So
same.
Yeah, we will continue talking about it, and I hope that recap was good enough. We may have left some things out, but we are ready to lock in for the rest of the season. All right, welcome back to the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday. So, I mean, I really haven't watched anything besides Love Island. I was going
to say, is this segment just going to be, so we watched Love Island and give it a grade?
Yeah.
I have nothing outside of the 3 Love Island episodes I watched.
Oh, shit.
So are we just rating Love Island?
I mean, yeah. Summer House Reunion Part 2, that's the only other thing I watched.
Right, and I didn't even watch that, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we were away.
Yeah.
Should we just skip weekly watch report or?
No. I think we leave it in because like this is honest. Welcome to Love Island. Welcome to Love Island summer. People locked in. So many other people are in the same boat as us because it takes up so much of your time. You literally can't watch anything else.
Yeah, this is realness right
now. So let's grade the first 5 episodes of Love Island. Also, we didn't even really mention that there is like a little switch up with After Sun. Sophie Monk has been hosting. Yes. Looks like Maura Higgins is going to come back at some point. There was like a tease that I'll be back. Because there's a lot of rumors. Maura had a little bit of a scandal in the UK, and then people thought like, oh, does that have something to do with it? And then there's rumors that Maura's actually going off to film Traitors, and that's why she can't do it. That seems a little bit more likely right now, I think, especially if she's saying like, oh, I'll be back, like, don't worry. So
I don't think it has anything to do with the scandal.
I don't think so either.
That whole video where she said she was double booked.
No, I don't think so either. So if she's doing Traitors, fuck yeah. Like, I'm actually pumped for her to do Traitors too. And honestly, perfect person to call in. I know that there's probably a lot of people that watch US that have never watched Love Island Australia, but Sophie hosts Love Island Australia. I think she does an amazing job. So this is a good person to take over, I think. While Maura's gone.
Yes, I agree. Rating, I will give it a B+.
I agree. Episodes 1 through 5.
I'm locked in.
Same,
like,
B+.
I'm sat and ready to go with this season. So I'm gonna give it a B+.
The only other thing I watched was Summer House Reunion Part 2, which was obviously interesting because Lindsay did reveal that her and her baby daddy are not romantically together, which I think people had put those pieces together, which is going to be tough. Like she had said, he's very private, she's public. Where do they kind of meet in the middle when it comes to the content? And obviously Lindsay's job is sharing her life, and now she's a mom, and I'm sure it's caused some issues. And yeah, I think Paige confirmed a little bit more of some things about Craig from Amanda and Kyle's wedding. That was certainly not so great, but there's been rumors about that for forever. Everyone kind of figured like, yes, that all happened, of Craig being asked to leave the wedding, and Paige just kind of like further confirmed that he was being extremely destructive, it appeared, and that Paige even asked him to apologize to Amanda's parents the next day, and he refused to do that, which I think is not great. When you hear that, obviously not great. But no, we've closed that chapter, and then I think there was a bunch of conversations between Amanda and Kyle of where they fall and where their relationship is right now, because it seemed not good. I thought it was kind of crazy that they're doing a like unseen footage episode this week, and part of it was them filming like at the end of June last summer. It's Amanda and Kyle on the couch, and they're arguing. They're not like in a good place at all in their relationship pre-summer. And Amanda even said during the reunion, she was like, I was like kind of 1 foot out. It's like, you're like, wait, what? Like, how is that not talked about at all during the season? Like, it seemed like everything was fine. Obviously, they were talking about the baby stuff here or there, but it was not like a major focus of the season at all. So it seems like maybe more going on behind the scenes with them there. But at the end of the day, Kyle can't keep working the way he is. The Loverboy shit during the week. Amanda even said like, hopefully they sell Loverboy. It's like they hope that they get to that point, but it's like, will Kyle ever even be able to relinquish that? I don't know. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens between the two of them. I will give that last one a B.
Solid.
Yeah, solid.
Noah, what are your thoughts on Love Island? What would you grade it?
I'm enjoying it so far. I'm 3 episodes in. It's hard to not reminisce about last season, but
don't do it.
Don't do it, because think about how you feel at the beginning of every Love Island season.
And last year was different.
We didn't know about it. But
also last season I didn't start when it started. I started like in the hype of it. So like when I started watching, it was like already hyped up. But no, I'm like I think it's good. I'll give it a B right now. Like, it's good, but I also think like there aren't that many seasons that would get higher than a B after the first 3 episodes anyway. Like, there's not gonna be like crazy shit happening this early.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to catching up.
All right, everybody. That wraps up the weekly watch report.
Okay, let's talk about Roback. You've heard us talk about it before, but they keep coming out with new products and the quality is actually incredible. First, they have the Demi Dress. Sporty, flirty, made with this buttery performance fabric that hugs you in all the right places. Bonus, it has a connected pair of shorts underneath, but they're able to be pulled down so it's bathroom trip approved. That is such a game changer. They also have the Steffi Active Skort. High rise, ridiculously comfy, giving full main character energy. You'll be able to do all your errands, everything you need, work out, live your life to the fullest in that Steffi Active Skort. Even if you never played pickleball in your life, you'll look like you have a 7 a.m. doubles match. And honestly, that's such a good look right now. It's so cute, that like tennis pickleball chic look. This isn't just a cute collection. It is a lifestyle. It is hot girl on the go. It's giving, I have plans even if I don't. So from early morning matcha runs to chaotic midday errands, Roback has you covered. They also have so many amazing colors. So if you're looking to change it up, get some new colors, Roback, it's time to put it in your rotation. Use the code CHICKS on Roback.com for a generous 20% off your first order through the end of this week. That's spelled RHOBACK.com.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Whitney Leavitt here to talk all about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. We are super excited. As you know, I mean, the show has taken the world by storm, including us. I binge watched all 10 episodes in one day 2 weeks ago. So
You go, girl.
yeah,
Wow,
and I think I think a lot of people are in the same boat. You know,
it took me 3. But I think if I didn't have anything, like if I wasn't like scheduled for 7, I would have been like, absolutely. Yeah. It's an easy binger for sure.
So you watched it all back.
Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I'm watching it with you guys. So I immediately when it comes out, I stayed up because it came out at 10 p.m. Utah time. Yeah. I stayed up to like 3 a.m. I think I got through like the first like 4 episodes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so crazy because it is one of those shows that I do think people really clear their schedule and they know it's coming out because all the episodes come out at once, that it's like, oh, a Friday, like
we got to be on top of it.
I will not be doing anything this weekend.
Right.
I did feel like everybody was like that. Everyone watched it so fast. I also binged it like a day and a half.
Everyone's like clear your schedules because the thing is with this show and how popular it is now, if you miss the premiere, you're seeing everything on TikTok. You're seeing it unfold on Instagram. All the girls are fighting publicly, and it's like, we need.
You're feeling left behind.
Right. It's like, did we miss a chapter?
No, sometimes I really feel that way. I mean, the first season I definitely felt that way because I was like late to watching, and I'm like, I missed everything here. So I was happy to be a little bit earlier this time around. How's it been rewatching? I mean, I am shocked, but not shocked that you watch all the episodes.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have to know what other people were saying. I got to be like prepared for like the public like perception of whatever was shown. I mean, yeah, it's good and bad. I watch it and I'll watch a conversation because you have to remember conversations could be hours long. And then when I watch it, it's cut down into minutes and you're like, oh, like, that's what they used out of that conversation.
Right. Well, we spoke for 45 minutes and that 30 seconds is
they got
really
the FU part in for sure.
Do you feel inclined, like I feel like a lot of you do, to get online and kind of clear the air on some things?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's human nature to want to defend ourselves, but there's only so much that we can because then there's the next season. Yeah. So it's hard. You kind of just got to like let go because you can't fully be in control of that.
Right.
Yeah.
The second season was really very different for you compared to the first season.
It was. Thank God I was pregnant.
Yeah. I was going to say, how did it feel like as it came out? Were you really nervous for the second season to come out because you're like, it can't go like the first season?
Honestly, I'm like, the first season was so bad that I was like, whatever. Like, it can't get any worse than I could it. Yeah. I'm like, maybe season 3, I don't know.
You're like, it can't possibly, right?
And honestly, like, I was so exhausted. Like, I was literally about to birth a baby. And then right after, when you have kids and newborns, like, they're getting up so much in the night, I was so tired.
Yeah.
Which I guess, blessing in disguise because it made me mellow out a little bit.
Right.
And then your focus is on something totally different.
So
yes.
you're
like, I guess I can't
I'm like, remind me what's going on again.
Yeah.
It was nice.
What was kind of like your thought process at the beginning going into it, and when you were like, I want to try and make amends, like I want to be in the MomTok group.
Yeah.
I love that. Like,
vote
me back.
Yeah. Will she be in
I have
MomTok?
to show you this
Literal
video
vote
I
me
made
back.
today because I think it's so funny. I haven't posted it yet.
Oh, sneak peek.
Amazing. We're in the drafts.
Okay, so it says my political campaign to get back on MomTok.
See, that's why you guys all play into, that
you have
well,
to.
I mean, it makes sense. You guys were MomTok. That's where it came from.
That was an insane moment, and it did truly feel like it was like 7th grade school president, like putting up posters in the hallway.
Well,
okay,
I said it as a
is
joke.
Whitney back in?
I said it as a joke is because I needed like a group validation to say like, hey, like you're back.
Right.
But I was like, already back? Like,
it was like you filmed the entire show.
Yes, exactly.
We're in every episode.
Yeah. The voting thing was so cringe. And then at the end, I was like, well, that was like a half-ass vote. Taylor was like, you can come back, but like, I want nothing to do with you. And then Michaela's like, well, we already know where I stand. I was like, okay, I don't know if you guys want me here.
You're like, am I back in MomTok? You're like,
Right.
I could just be on MomTok anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. It's more about being a part of the group, you know? I think people, they're like, what is MomTok? And MomTok isn't just TikToks, guys.
I don't even know what it is.
But you're taking on a whole new life,
MomTok is a lifestyle.
That's what we when we were talking about the show, we were joking. It was like, MomTok has now just become code for like being in this group of friends and just like, and obviously everything that comes with it now. There's so many opportunities and being on the show and everything.
Well, and it used to be just like friends getting together.
Right.
But now business is in the mix of it.
Yep.
So it's like, well, you're not my friend, then you're clearly still my coworker.
Right.
That is true.
That is true. There, you do have to kind of get along.
People may have thought that the Bake Off was like more of like a slower point in the season. For me, I was very interested. I was very interested.
Yeah.
How did you feel watching Michaela talk about the rating
God.
for
Yeah. I mean, I was unbothered by it, but wait, did she beat me? I can't even remember.
She did slightly, and she was like, I would never be able to live it down if Whitney beat me.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll have another little competition.
Yeah,
maybe
just one-on-one.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say that friendship is just...
Yeah, like they're watching season 2. It's like, honestly, like I forgot how like cruel she was to me during that time and just like so incredibly unwarranted. And so watching back, I mean, I wish that I had said more, but I think that I also like, of course I was pregnant and then postpartum, but I'd be lying if I didn't say like, there was also this fear where I'm like, well, I don't want to be the bad guy again.
Yeah.
So Michaela may have found her voice, but I actually felt like I lost it a little bit season 2. And yeah, because it was hard and it sucked and I wanted to be accepted. I wanted like the validation to be back in this group for just the stupidest of things that I did season 1. But
do you think that's why, like, what's Michaela? I can't even really pinpoint it exactly. Like, what's her biggest issue with
what's her
you?
deal?
Yeah, like, it's like, I know there's obviously the things from the first season, but it almost feels like maybe there's more to it.
Yeah. I think watching season 2, I mean, something that people don't know is like me, Michaela, and Macy, before we even started filming, like, naturally in a group, you're going to gravitate towards people and have really strong relationships. So it was me, Macy, Michaela, like bestest of friends. So I think she just hurt more because of the past. Like she clearly cared with the friendship that we did have.
Yeah.
Which doesn't justify, I don't think, I hope not, to like how she treated me because it was just completely ridiculous. And I think she knows that now. But I don't think it was one thing. And I was trying to figure out what that one thing was.
Right.
I think it's a cumulative of things. And maybe it's even other things that are going on in her personal life. And like I just turned out to be the punching bag of those things. That's the perspective I like to have with it because it hurts less. But yeah, I don't think it was just one thing. I think it it's a lot of things.
Yeah. I feel like you mentioned, in a big group of women, you're naturally going to gravitate towards others. So it's kind of hard to keep up right now, like who is best friends with who and who's getting along better than the others. And we sort of see Taylor talk about you, like, letting you back in MomTok and whatever. And then towards the end of the season, we see the girls fighting with Taylor, specifically Demi.
Yeah.
How did you feel in that moment? Were you like, who should I stand up for right now?
Yeah, there's definitely more context to that story. Because again, you are only seeing a couple minutes, so like I still stand by like me, like I guess essentially it made it look like I was siding with Demi, but I mean she left and I stayed there like sitting on the couch with everyone. But yeah, I love the comments where people are like, Taylor was the only one that voted for you, and then you did. I was like, well, first of all, like I don't owe her anything. Like if she does me wrong, like that doesn't mean I'm like, yes, queen, like whatever you say. Like that's just not my personality. But no, me and Demi are really close right now, and I feel like we just had a lot to relate on. It's hard. It sucks when you're ostracized and like put on an island. And
do you think, like, as I know people, obviously they've seen your TikToks with Jimmy, so they're like, oh my God, of course these two have teamed up. Like,
I know.
Do you think that you have like there is a sweet spot for her because she is kind of the one that's getting the full villain side of now this second season?
Well, what we didn't get to see is like that relationship for filming season 2 was slowly like building over time. Like it wasn't like, oh, she's the villain, like now we're the bestest of friends. Like we were already growing that relationship. But then of course like grew even stronger where I was like, dude, like you're not alone in this. Like it sucks. Like nobody should kick you when you're down. And I think she also realizes, where she did go wrong in season 2. But yeah.
Because I think it proposes the question for Demi, where how was she treating you prior to season 2 filming? Because now I think people wonder, like, is she using the friendship just because you know what it's like to go through that thing? And she's like, oh, well, then I'll lean on Whitney because of the villain, you know, situation or arc. Did you feel that way? Or like you said, you kind of were forming that friendship pre even anybody turning against Demi?
I think I wanted to be the person that I wanted during season 1. And I think everyone, since I was like the villain of season 1, everyone was very hesitant to get close to me. Demi was too.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be like, well, I'm not going to get close to you just because you're in this reality world pinned as like the bad guy. Like, I don't care. Like, you're a great person. We have so much fun together. Who the fuck cares? Let's go have a good time.
Right. Because you know her personally rather than
great.
on TV.
Exactly.
And you sort of wish people were just treating you the way that they knew you rather than
I
how
wish
the
I would have had
audience
that.
was treating you.
Yeah. Or even just like, let's sit down and have a conversation about what happened.
Right.
Which weren't big things. I unfollowed people. I said I'm leaving, and I didn't show up to an event. And I didn't show up to an event because I really wasn't in a good mental space. It's the double standard in the group where I'm still trying to like make sense of it, because when Jen stepped away for her mental space, like it was accepted. But then when I wanted to, it wasn't accepted.
Well, I was going to bring up Jen and ask, because it kind of felt like originally it maybe wasn't accepted as much. Like we saw a little bit of hesitation from the group and kind of like prejudgment. And, you know, she didn't want you to tell anybody what she was going through. So, which is, you know, respectful of you to not really share her story if she doesn't want, but then also putting you in a spot where you're like, okay, well, they're sort of judging her and being harsh in this moment, but I don't want to tell what she's going through if they don't want to know.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. I guess just like in my own mind, it seems like it felt like living it, that was more accepted than when I did. And even after the show came out, where it was like people accepted it and then vice versa, which is, you know.
Why do you think that Demi and Jesse were kind of like, did not really give Jen a lot of that space, I guess, at the beginning of trying to like figure out if she's okay or she's going to take a step back?
Yeah. Well, I think she has a habit of lying and they were catching her on these lies. And so I think they were just like skeptical. Like, oh, does she not really want to have a conversation with us? But then obviously once they like were really able to talk to her and see what she was going through, they were like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry.
Are there things like watching that you're like, oh my God, like Vanderpump Villa? Like, are you like, what do you wish you were there or like not?
Hell no. Yeah. Thank God I wasn't there. No, I'm so happy I did not go to that trip. I'm like, keep me out of that drama as much as possible.
Yeah, right. It's a lot right now.
It is.
Because I feel like it's a he said, she said situation. How do you feel about it? You just like, keep me out of this, or do you have an opinion?
I'm like, keep me out of it, but like, tell me what's going on. I'm like, what? Like, really?
Have you met Marciano, or do you just have you?
I've never met him. He clearly loves attention, as do I. But I think he goes about it a little bit of the wrong way.
Right. Yeah. Like he's like posting messages from Demi. And,
I think that. He's a very interesting guy. From other people that have met him in person and from the other women that actually went to the villa, like hearing what they have to say about him. I'm excited for the next junket, for the next 10 episodes to come, because so many of those questions are going to be answered.
Right.
Like, so all like the skepticism that's happening online, I'm like, oh, that's going to be answered.
Right.
Like,
right. I mean, they hit us with a strong to be continued.
It was a strong.
And now we're like, when is the release date?
Girl, I want to know. Yeah. I'm hoping that they announce it soon.
I think it's going to come soon. I mean, you would know better than I, but I mean, the last one was in September. Was that the first season?
You're right. First season was September.
And so this was pretty quick turnaround if we're talking seasons of reality TV. Sometimes it could take a year or so.
No, I think for sure the fall. I think for sure this fall, but I just like don't know when exactly.
Right, exactly. Very exciting. Is there like a big group chat happening right now, or are there separate small little group chats where people are talking about the drama?
I know that there's one group chat that Demi and I are in.
Ooh.
Tea. Yeah. And then I know that, there's little group chats there too.
You were just away with Jesse.
Yes.
And we talked very, very briefly before we started the interview how you were saying you guys can both kind of put aside what's going on and sort of just like have a good time, promote the show and do that.
Yeah, she's a very business oriented woman. I mean, look at like the business that she's been able to grow. And I kind of just like took her lead, and like I wanted to have a good time. Like this is incredible. We're here in Amsterdam, we're here in London, like let's just have some fun, and that's exactly what we did.
Do you know where her and Demi stand right now, or?
I think like, I don't talk to it with Jessie, and I know that she can like confide in other women about it, because I'm really close with Demi. Yeah. But I know that like they can be cordial.
Yeah.
Like they're following each other again on social media. Yeah. Do I think that it will ever be what it was? I don't know. Yeah. There's hope. You never know.
Did it seem, was it as harsh as it seemed when we watched it? Because obviously there was like, we saw the comment about her business, of course. And then, the don't go there for the certain things. Yeah. And then also the comment of like, I'll take more money if Jesse's not on the show.
Yeah.
Was it really kind of that harsh? Because that felt, I was like, ooh, that doesn't come across great.
Yeah, I think there's more context to that maybe won't seem so harsh.
Right.
But I wasn't there because I didn't even know if I was going to come back season 2. So I was in Delululand, and this is like what I've heard. And they're all like having conversation about the contract. And it sounds like they agreed to something. And then Jessie was the one that didn't agree to it. So then like Demi was upset about that. And then...
Right.
So was it?
So she didn't go about it appropriately.
So So was it talked that Jessie would potentially not be coming back?
I don't think from all of the women.
Okay.
But I think like Demi, I don't know if it was casually said, but it was just like, well, then Demi or then Jessie doesn't get to be on the show or something like that. Right. I don't know, but it wasn't just Demi that was having conversation about the contract for the next season.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there was multiple women involved, but unfortunately, Demi, was
right. I think
it was under a microscope for
her best friend.
It is her best friend. Yeah. And at the time when that conversations were happening, they were best friends.
Right. See, this is what I mean. Everyone like kind of swaps best friends all the
I know,
time.
it's
and
weird.
It's like hard to keep up with.
It is. Were you there for the pregnancy roulette?
Yes, I was there.
What was it like being in the room? Because watching it was honestly heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe they're about to do this.
I know. It really sucked. Like, I felt for Demi so much in that moment. But I also felt for Macy and Michaela because it's like, well, shit. Like, now, like, do we get to be excited? But then, because here's someone who's like, what are the chances? Picked up the one positive, which is what she's been wanting to experience, wanting to pick up. So it was just, it was a disaster all around.
Yeah, that whole thing, as soon as it started, I mean, Demi was like, guys, this is really triggering for me. And then it continued. And I was like, why is this happening right now?
We should have I just don't think anybody was really thinking.
Yeah.
We should have just
and also it's like there were surprise like you guys didn't know. You didn't, and so it's like you really didn't know, and obviously Layla didn't know that either.
Yeah.
This is just like my own personal theory from watching.
Let's
and
hear it. Let's hear it, girl.
But I do feel like I think it is kind of like in those moments it's seen, but I think it kind of flies under the radar that Demi is in this group.
Yeah.
Where I mean, everyone's having babies.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels like it's like between the first and second season, it was like pregnancy is all over the place.
Yeah.
And it must be really, really hard for her.
Yeah.
And I don't, like, she doesn't necessarily talk about it openly as much, but I feel like it maybe manifests in different ways in some of these other quarrels she has with some of the other girls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it must be like, as much as she's like, no, I'm so happy for you, it's like inside it must still be
like
really
I want
hard.
this for me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's that's
a great observation, and I'm sure I think it just tells that like you never really know what someone's going through.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you currently filming, or has
we just finished?
Okay, wow.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Holy hell.
Is it crazy too that it's like it's
I'm like,
expanding?
tell me
I know.
everything.
Well, that's why I can say like all those questions like
we get answers.
Yeah, you're gonna get answers. Yeah.
It's just a
I can't
waiting
wait
game.
for everyone.
And when you film that, like, you finish filming, is it like a wow, we just filmed the finale?
It's hard because I wasn't in that finale. Like I
Right,
heard
right,
about
right.
it, but I wasn't there.
Yeah,
right.
So like, no.
So I guess
dramatic
you don't
sit down.
know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I have
We
no
don't know.
idea. Yeah. We'll find out together.
Yeah.
What's like, this is going to sound like a silly question, I think, but when you guys are actually all together, how many TikToks are really being made now,
Good question.
Like,
Honestly, it's a lot. It's
Is
a lot
it?
of TikToks. And it's hard because like I'm like every time we do it, I'm like, we need like a system because there's so many of us. There is 9 of us.
Yeah.
And all of us have platforms, all of us have ideas that we want to break out. And there's not a lot of time because then we're also filming.
Right.
So I'm like, we need like a schedule of like, this person gets this block, this person gets this block. Cause it's always like, come over here and do this. It's pure chaos right now lately. But it's fun.
What's like, I'm so intrigued by like the business side of it because I'm sure there are brands that are like, hey, we want you and you, or we want you and you. And then it's like, do you have those conversations one-on-one with the girls, or like, hey, I actually need so-and-so to come over today because this brand wants us to do this together? Like, what's that like?
That's definitely delegated with our representation.
Okay.
More so than individually.
Yeah.
Like we want to make sure it's fair. We want to make sure we're on the same page. But I actually don't do a lot of those.
Yeah.
I mainly just like, let me just stick with myself.
You're twerking on the Empire State Building.
Table. Yeah, there you go. Because that scares me. Like, it's hard when you mix, especially like in this world, like when you mix business together. And then I'm like, as I'm saying that, I'm like already thinking of like, I'm about to like kind of go into business with someone else. I'm like, oh my gosh, retract my words.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Yeah. It's going to be hard.
That's a big step.
Yeah.
It is.
Can you tease a little bit about what that is?
Can I? I don't think I can.
Okay.
But it's going to be really exciting.
Good.
Probably, obviously, it's not going to be in this next junket. It will be in the next one.
Yeah.
right.
Well, we're obviously completely locked in.
Right.
There's such a close analysis of everyone's relationships, and I know like Jen has had her marriage picked apart, and other people have had that as well, or now obviously me and the whatever Vanderpump Villa of it all. But what's it like kind of like having those conversations with your husband of like, we're a united front, like when we film together, like all these things? It always feels like you guys are on solid ground.
Oh, Connor and I?
Yes.
Yeah. It's taken a long time to, you guys are, newly married. Hey,
Yes.
welcome to the club. Yeah. The more that you're married, through the years that you go, like the more and more I just learn communication is key.
Yeah.
Communicate, because I can say something and then you could take it a completely different way.
Right.
And then that's when chaos happens. So we communicate like crazy.
Yeah.
It's taken a long time to get there.
I was going to say, because there's a big difference from the first season and the second
absolutely.
season. Watching you guys on the second season, I was like, they're on the same page.
Yes, and we are, and we talk all the time. We want to make sure, like, something that Connor does so well is like, okay, like I'll say something, it's like, okay, well, this is what I'm hearing. Like, is that like, am I understanding that right? Like, just conversations, communication. So yeah, I'm like, we're on the same page.
It's good to be on the same page, especially like Fran said, when we're all overanalyzing everybody's relationships. There's rumors being spread. I mean, we saw that with Demi as well, and it's
Not
like,
just, I mean,
and how do you, right, of course, and how do you handle sort of, is this a rumor or does this have any meat to it? Because it's been proven that there has been. I think Taylor brought that up, and that was kind of like a soft spot.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, even the whole Tinder scandal that happened with Connor, like, I thought that was just a rumor. So there's a perfect example.
Right.
But there was more to that rumor, obviously. And maybe that's the same thing for Villa. Like, we'll find out.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm also waiting to find out.
I'm just going to keep saying that. You'll find out.
I mean, the way that you're teasing the Villa stuff, I'm like, this is juicy. But like,
I just can't
what
wait
we're
for some
seeing
answers.
right now every day, I'm like, oh, this is bad. Oh, no, this is juicy. Oh, what's happening? Like, I don't know how to feel about what's coming out about the Marciano stuff.
I honestly think it's gonna be like a season that nobody's seen yet. Like 1 and 2, I feel like we're so different, as is this season. And wow.
What are your thoughts on Taylor kind of being like, I share everything, and you got like, maybe she feels like everybody else doesn't share as much as she does. / her being like the leader of MomTok.
Well, I'm going to say there's a difference between a leader and a star. I think that Taylor's definitely the star of the show. I mean, anyone could say that. And she does. And I love that about her. She willingly shares her life with everyone. But like, as far as leader, no. Like, I honestly feel like lately it's been a little bit more of Jessie. Like, Jessie's been like, just like how she presents herself and has conversations. And like, even I felt like with me, season 1, like, before we filmed the season, Taylor kind of went away and I kind of took control of like, let's get together and keep making videos and blah, 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 blah. So I'd say star for sure.
Yeah.
But like Taylor's not one to like get the group together.
Right.
Okay,
So she's not like writing in the group chat like, hey guys, like, I'll come over tonight.
No.
You would say Jessie's more like, hey, do we all want to get together at someone's house?
Yeah, like I'd say Jessie, and I would say either me or Jessie probably would be more likely to do something like that. I even did do that after we filmed that. I mean, not everyone wanted to get together. That was pretty a rough time, maybe too soon.
Right.
But yeah, I would say like me and Jessie are more likely to do something like that. Like kind of just like if no one's going to step up and like coordinate this, then like we naturally will. But yeah, Taylor's clearly the star of the show. I think we like need to distinguish the differences.
Right. No, that is actually very true. I do think that makes a lot of sense because she is a reality TV star.
She doesn't want to be the leader. She doesn't want to. Like she's like, I've got so much shit going on in my own life. Like I can't coordinate a group of women to get together.
But we all want to watch whatever she decides to do.
For sure.
Yeah.
When you do coordinate like a dinner, group, hang, whatever it is, and somebody's kind of like, no, I don't want to be there. Is it immediate judgment? Sort of like, you know, what you were going through, Jen was going through, and maybe they're going through something, or they just straight up don't want to be there and they're like, no, I don't want to come.
Oh gosh. Nobody's like really done that yet.
Like, waiting for the day for someone to be honest and be like, I just don't want to be there, guys.
Well, trust me, there's plenty of things where I'm like, oh, well, yeah, like even Macy's event, like I did not want to be in there. I was not in a good headspace to even have those conversations that I know the women wanted to have. But no, like nobody's been like, nah, like
I'm busy.
I mean, when I wanted to get together after we filmed season 2, I think just emotions were still heightened at the time.
So it didn't happen.
So it didn't happen.
Ooh.
No. Yeah. But I really wanted it to. And like I feel like we need like a reset.
Right.
Because we haven't been meeting enough outside of filming.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I wanted that. Like can we like reconvene? I feel like everyone's having misconceptions.
Yeah, right. It's like let's talk without the cameras for
because
first time in
emotions
months.
are naturally heightened when you're filming, and so I'm like, can we like take a breather and like a Xanax and all get together and like kumbaya?
And the producers are like, thank God they
like,
didn't do that. They're like, really glad everyone said no because we saved it for the cameras.
Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah.
Who from the cast are you like most likely to set up play dates with, like, for your
Oh,
kids?
Demi, for sure. Yeah. And Demi, Maud, her little girl, she's such a mommy. Like, she wants to be a mommy to all of the kids, like, hold my little baby. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Demi,
cute.
for sure.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Well, we're, like we said, we cannot wait.
We can't wait
to see more, hear more, watch more. Honestly, follow along online because there's always more coming out online.
Yes,
I know.
and
Let's see what
everyone
happens
is
tomorrow.
Locked in. Like, we all just want to know what's going on all the time. It's like we wish we had a feed on you guys because now we have to wait. But we'll be good and we'll wait and we'll stop asking questions because we're gonna just try to get it all out of you.
I love it.
And if you haven't watched the second season, get out from under your rock and watch. Because, like you said, you're doing international press now. Like, everyone's watching this show.
Oh, it's insane. Jesse and I were in Amsterdam and we were getting stopped in Amsterdam. I'm like, this is insane.
Crazy.
Like,
that is so cool.
It's surreal.
Yeah.
It's
You're
crazy.
like, this is really cool, but at the same time, everybody knows everything about my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I promise I'm a good person.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, like I said, I'm sure everyone is watching. We can't wait to watch to see. And of course, make sure you're following everything online that you're doing.
Yes.
Follow
MomTok.
Instagram, TikTok, all the talkers. All the
Yes,
MomTalkers.
you gotta follow along.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
Whitney.
so much,
Guys,
Whitney.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. The best show on earth. We love you guys so very much. If we met you this past weekend in Pittsburgh or Maine, thank you for coming to the show. We love you guys. And we will talk to you on Wednesday. Smooches.